Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. We are always faithful then, faithful now. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Trey in the Bay. And it's always a pleasure to be in front of the faithful, the Niner Empire. Some of the best fans in the NFL. It is officially game day. Hopefully, the 49ers can get their first home win of the season today against the Arizona Cardinals. And I think we are meeting the Cardinals at a great time. For those that don't know, the latest news, the Cardinals have said that their quarterback, Kyler Murray, will not be playing today. This is the latest news. Also, DeAndre Hopkins will be out as well, unfortunately for the Cardinals. AJ Green is also out due to COVID, unless something changes. But the latest I've seen was that AJ Green is also out due to COVID. And the Cardinals, they're banged up. They're definitely banged up. They lost their first game of the season last week against against the Packers. And what was even worse was Kyler Murray, had a sprained ankle. Obviously, that's terrible. And DeAndre Hopkins has that hamstring injury. So the Niners, hey, we've seen the injuries. So do I feel sorry for the Cardinals? No, because we've had our injuries as well. And hey, it's a part of the game, baby. And a win is a win. You can only play who's on your schedule. I'm looking forward to the game. We got to be able to get our first home win of the season against a division rival. And as I mentioned before, I think we're meeting them at the perfect time. And obviously, this show is nothing. This show is nothing without the people in the comments section, the subscribers, the people who are watching right now on intheBay Facebook. Shout out to you, intheBay YouTube, and also intheBay Twitter. Shout out to you guys. Hopefully, everyone's having a great Sunday, and we are about basically 2 hours away from kickoff. Let's say what's up to the people in them comments. And I see SG Sports Talk channel. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. I appreciate all the comments you left for me. I appreciate that. He says, what are your thoughts on Robbie Gould? Well, Robbie Gould is back. He's recovered from his groin injury. Hopefully he's good to go and he's ready to kick. Let's see. Jalen Hurd, he's still hurt. So, hey, he's still hurt. Thoughts on Mike McGlinchey? Mike McGlinchey, I think he's going to have a pretty good season. A pretty good game today to block. And we know he's pretty good in the running game, but let's see what he can do in the passing game going up against this Cardinals defensive front. Their defensive line is still pretty good. They still have Chandler Jones, but I anticipate he'll be matched up on Trent Williams' side. Jason Barrett, you said thoughts on Jason Barrett. He's hurt. He's out for the rest of the year. I appreciate the kind sentiments, man. I appreciate that. SG Sports Talk channel. JR Meadows, what's good? Appreciate you tuning into the stream, JR. How is your Sunday going? I know you are geeked up for the game. And what are your thoughts? What is everyone's thoughts on this latest injury news for the Cardinals? They'll be without Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green. Colt McCoy is expected to start. And Colt McCoy, he hasn't really played much since 2020 with the New York Giants. And if we can't beat the Cardinals with Colt McCoy, man, there's definitely something wrong with that. That's for sure. JR Meadows says we definitely should win. I agree. We definitely should win. The first game of the season we played against the Cardinals, obviously Jimmy G didn't play. George Kittle didn't play. And we'll have those two guys back today to play. So that will definitely help us in that area. And I think the number one thing we have to worry about with the Cardinals is their run game. Their run game is pretty good. For whatever reason, last week they didn't run the ball as much as they usually do against the Packers. I think they only had about 70 yards rushing. But normally this Cardinals offense, this is part of what they do well is the running game, and also some of those rushing yards is obviously Kyler Murray, but Edmonds and Connor, they have a pretty good 1-2 running back combination. And the 49ers defense so far this year, we have struggled against the run. And that's what I'm concerned about with this Cardinals offense is, their running game. We have to slow down their running game. The Cardinals, they still have two speedy wide receivers in Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore. We definitely cannot allow the receivers to get behind us in this game, but it'll be interesting to see, will the 49ers defense, put 8 or 9 guys in the box to slow down the run, but that does leave our corners in one-on-one situations. I don't know if that's a great idea, but we have to slow down the run. Whatever it takes, we definitely have to slow down the run. NYCE 1030. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How's your Sunday going? He says, what's good, Jay? Let's get this win. Still, we got to play. The Cardinals are going to want to prove a point, so we still got to play. Absolutely. This is not an easy game. This is still, NFL players. This is still the professional level. But there's no doubt we have an advantage, I would say. But we still have to go out there and execute. We still have to have a good game called by Shanahan and D'Amico Ryans. And the players on the field, we still have to execute. Have our chances increased of winning the game? Absolutely. But I don't think the Cardinals are just going to lay down. That's for sure. SG Sports Channel. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Let's see. SG says, let's get this win. Absolutely. SG Sports Talk Channel, what do you think of the Cardinals injuries? I'm not sure if you heard, but Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins are not expected to play today. AJ Green, their second best wide receiver, is also out due to COVID, and Colt McCoy is expected to get the start. What are your thoughts, on these recent revelations, man? Let me know in them comments. And also, 3 Arizona Cardinals coaches won't be available due to COVID. So the Cardinals are definitely banged up, that's for sure. Looks like NYCE is giving us his prediction for the game. He's got the Niners winning 35-17. All right, man. I'm down with that. Absolutely, man. Yeah, like I said before, I think what we have to worry about with the Cardinals is their run game. I think the Cardinals run game definitely, that's going to be their bread and butter. They have a backup quarterback in there with Colt McCoy. Granted, he is a veteran. It's not like he's a rookie, but he's a veteran. But, he's a backup for a reason. Last time he actually played in a game was last year with the New York Giants. But I think they're going to rely heavily on the running game. And without Javon Kinlaw in the middle, some other guys have to step up. Obviously, we added Charles Omenyehu. We traded for him from the Houston Texans, defensive lineman. He should help in that area. I'm looking at DJ Jones. I'm looking at Kentavious Street in the middle. We let go of Zach Kerr, but we had to do that in order to make room for the recent player acquisitions. But Jordan Willis, he should be back. I know he's an edge rusher, but he should help in going after the quarterback. So he should definitely help in that area. But we're going to have to stop the run. That's going to be the number one thing. And we're going to have to be really good on defense on third downs. We got to get off the field on defense on third downs. That's for sure. J.R. Meadows says no excuses today. Completely agree with that, man. No excuses. Just take care of the ball. No turnovers. Don't have many penalties. I think we'll be fine. And here are the 49ers' latest news. We're getting George Kittle back after a 3-game absence. He was dealing with that calf injury. So it'd be very, very good to have George Kittle back. Obviously, he's instrumental in the blocking game for the running backs. And I think we can definitely use him in the pass catching department. I think Charlie Warner did an excellent job. He was getting more snaps than Ross Dwelly. So Warner did a good job blocking. He also did a good job. He caught some balls as well. So I think we have a good 1-2 punch at that tight end position. And that's another weapon for Jimmy G. Another weapon for Jimmy G. Definitely could not hurt. And I'm excited to see George Kittle back. Robbie Gould will be back as well. Jeff Wilson Jr., he was out since, I believe, May with a meniscus tear in his knee. So he should be back. Also, Tony Jefferson will be up. He is up because of Jaquiski Tartt being out due to injury, and also Jimmy Ward. So that's another wrinkle to this defense is now that Jaquiski Tartt and Jimmy Ward are out, I think a good matchup will be Zach Ertz, the Cardinals tight end, going up against our secondary, whoever we put on him, whether it be Fred Warner, whether it be Talanoa Hufanga or Tavon Wilson. That'd be an interesting matchup to see. But these are the list of the current active players. And I'm looking forward to see what they can do. Very excited to see George Kittle back. And also, I wonder how many snaps Charles Omenihu will get along this defensive line. Now, let's continue on with these comments. Redder 4, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Redder. How are your Steelers doing today? Are they playing today? SG Sports Talk channel says go SF. Local 49ers fan, what's good? That's a great avatar you have there. The Ayuk show is not canceled. He had, I guess you could say he had a breakout game last week. You know, I think he had like 4 catches. But yeah, hopefully we can see more of the Ayuk show. I think, I don't know what it is, whether he was in the doghouse or not, whatever. But hopefully Jimmy will continue to look to Ayuk's way, because we know when Ayuk has the ball, he is a playmaker. He makes guys miss. And I like to see him when he has the ball in his hands. He makes plays. Local 49ers fan says, what's up, everybody? Hopefully we get a win streak going. Yeah, hopefully we continue the win streak. I know people are going to say, hey, the win against Chicago, you know, you can't really hang your hat on that. But Chicago Bears, they're still a professional football team. Yeah, they didn't have Khalil Mack, but there have been plenty of teams who played us in the past where we didn't have our best players. And, you know, are the Niners a playoff team? Are we going to the Super Bowl now because we won that last game? No, but it's something to build on. You know, we had lost 4 straight games, and it was great to go on the road. It's never easy to go on the road to get a win in another team's stadium, and it was an early start. It was a 10 a.m. Pacific time start. So, you know, you have to factor that in, and Jimmy G played his best game of the year. Debo balled out. Elijah Mitchell balled out as well. Speaking of those 2 players, they are questionable to play, but I hear that they're expected to play. You know, we know that Elijah Mitchell, the running back, he's dealing with the ribs. He's questionable, but they are expected to play. Who knows how much they will play in this game? And then the same with Debo Samuel. He has that calf strain. He is questionable, but expected to play. But those are definitely, I mean, let's be real. These are 2 of our best playmakers on offense this season. And hopefully they can contribute. That's for sure. Let's continue on with these comments. Let's see. Kimbo, what's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream, Kimbo. He says, let's go 49ers fan for life. Absolutely, man. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Everybody, if you're in here, you're ready for some 49er football, make sure you hit the thumbs up button for the stream. Let YouTube and I know that you're enjoying the stream. I would appreciate that very much. Hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. JR Meadow says, Colt is not going to work us down the field. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the blueprint was out on the 49ers defense that, hey, just throw the ball deep. And the 49ers defenders will just, you know, hug the receiver or commit defensive penalties. So this is something that we didn't see that much against the Chicago Bears. Now, granted, Justin Fields didn't really throw the ball deep. So hopefully, you know, what's one thing that's on the Cardinals side is their receivers are fast. Rondale Moore, he's a speedster. Christian Kirk is a speedster. So we cannot allow the receivers to get behind us in the secondary. That's for sure. But I would anticipate the Cardinals will run the ball. That's what I anticipate. The Cardinals will run the ball. They'll try to do that. They're one of the best running teams in the NFL. But yeah, I don't think Colt will throw the ball deep. I don't think so. I think they're just going to try to run the ball. Maybe use Zach Ertz a lot. But we'll see. You never know. Hey, Colt McCoy, what does he have to lose? You know, but we'll see. NYCE says, I would love to see some more blitz packages with Hufanga, putting some pressure on McCoy. Absolutely. Absolutely. that's definitely something we have to do in order to get pressure on Colt. That's for sure. He is a veteran quarterback, but I think we do have an advantage on our defensive line. Of course, Nick Bosa. There's not much to say about him. He's just a beast, like one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, and that'll be interesting to see. Will D'Amico Ryans bring pressure against Colt? I think he will, and I think we'll probably see Tavon Wilson, Hufanga, and maybe Tony Jefferson at the safety position. So Hufanga definitely he's got a nose for the football. He's always around the football. He's not afraid to hit. So yeah, I would love to see. I agree with you. I'd love to see Hufanga putting some pressure on Colt as well. And I'm excited to see Jordan Willis back, and also the player we traded for, Charles Omenihu, the defensive lineman. We'll see what he can do. Going up against this Cardinals offensive line. He does have some career sacks, so far in his career with the Houston Texans. He's been in the league for about 4 years. But let's see, J.R. Meadows, he's given his prediction for the game. He's got the Niners winning 31-10. All right, so you're saying it's going to be a blowout. Okay. I think it's going to be a little bit closer, but hey, we'll see. I think it all depends. Can the Cardinals move the ball down the field? That's what's going to be the major factor. Can the Cardinals execute on third down? Can they continue drives? Can Colt McCoy make some throws? We'll see. SG Sports Talk says he's got the Niners winning 55-10. All right. So you are very, very confident. You got the Niners winning in a blowout. Okay. We shall see. Local 49ers fan says maybe we could rush Hufanga up the middle for an extra push and pass rush. You have similar ideas to NYCE. He mentioned that as well. Yeah, I think so. We haven't really seen Hufanga in coverage yet, but we know he's great as a box safety, as being an extra pass rusher or being an extra tackler in the run game. We've definitely seen that so far. But yeah, I think we'll see that as well with Hufanga. Redder 4. He's got the Cards winning 27-24. Really, Redder? Interesting. Got the Cards winning. So that, Kyler Murray's out, DeAndre Hopkins out, AJ Green is out, and you still got the Cards winning. Okay. Hey, I respect your opinion, man. Let's see. SG says, how many yards do you think Jimmy G will throw for in this game? That's a good question. I would say I think he'll be between 215, 260, I would say. If he throws for 300, would I be surprised? I would say a little bit, because this Cardinals defense is better, I think, than Chicago. They still have Chandler Jones. They have the two speedy linebackers. They have Budda Baker in the secondary. So I think this defense is probably, just a few levels, maybe a few levels up from that Bears defense. Obviously, the Bears defense was without Khalil Mack. And I think, what's his name? The defensive tackle in the middle, he was also banged up. His name is escaping me. I think it's Akeem Hicks. So he was banged up. But this Cardinals defense, I think, is a little bit better. But yeah, I can see Jimmy having, maybe he completes about, I would say 22 of 32 passing, maybe like 250 yards, and maybe like 2 touchdowns. I could see Jimmy G having a game like that. Let's see. Thoughts on Street? Yes, Contavious Street. He's got to be pretty good in the running game for sure. I'm not really expecting Street to get a ton of sacks, but he's got to be able to take on double teams and be stout in the run game. I'm looking forward to Omenihu. I'm not sure really what to expect. I think he's 6'5", 280, so he's probably going to play on the edge, but maybe he can play inside as well. And I'm excited to see what he can do in his first game in the red and gold. Let's see. 49ers, Lakers for life. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're having an excellent Sunday. He says, what's good? Let's get this win. Go Niners. Absolutely. And let's see. And here is some good news for the Arizona Cardinals. Rodney Hudson is active for the Cardinals. He is the center, and he was battling a rib injury, so I believe he's been out the last few games. But this is obviously good news for the Cardinals. having their center back on the offensive line. Let's continue on with these comments. Redder4 says, to answer your question, Jay, Steelers play Bears tomorrow on Monday Night Football prime time. That should be an interesting game. I don't know who's going to win that game. I don't know. Leave your prediction in the comment section, Redder. Who do you think's going to win that game? I'm sure you're going to say the Steelers. Let's see. John, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, John. He says, our run game finna be lit with Kittle back to block. I agree. And I think Charlie Warner, he did a pretty good job in the run game as well. So hopefully we can use Kittle as a receiver. I think that's been lacking. And, hey, Kittle was out the last 3 weeks, and we have been on a losing streak since Kittle has been out. Obviously, we won the game against Chicago. But we've lost more games with Kittle not being in there. So Jimmy G will have another weapon in the run game, in the run blocking game, and also as another receiver. So looking forward to Kittle coming back. I think he is a mismatch whenever he steps on the field. I don't think there are many defensive players that can guard him one-on-one. Jimmy just got to give him an accurate ball. Don Dodson, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Don. She says, hello, Jay and the Bay. Hey, thank you for tuning in to the stream. I appreciate everyone. If you're ready for some 49ers football, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let me know that you're enjoying the stream. And thanks for tuning in, Don. Lyndon Wolf, I think we got the first AZ Cardinals fan. What's good? How you doing, Lyndon? You feeling confident about your team today? Let me know in them comments. This is the first Cardinals fan that's come on. And of course, if you've been watching Jay and the Bay for a while, you know that I welcome all fans. Doesn't matter who you're a fan of. If you're a fan of the NFL, you enjoy the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel, especially if you're in the NFC West and you're a Cards fan like Lyndon Wolf is. He reps his Cards. I respect him for that. But leave me a prediction of the score for the game, Lyndon. You guys think you're going to win the game? Let me know in them comments. And Don says, the Niner Empire. Exactly. Jay, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Jay, man. How you doing today? Jay says, yeah, hey, I mean, you got a great point there, Jay. He says, he says this comment is in regards to Lennon. He says, Kyler Murray won't play, so you will lose. Man, I mean, Kyler Murray, he is very dynamic in the pocket. He's got the rocket arm. He can he's very mobile, move all over the field. And the Cardinals will be without that. So it'll be interesting to see how will they attack the 49ers. I think their game plan is simple. They're going to try to run the ball, win the time of possession. And the 49ers, we will have our hands full because we haven't done a great job at stopping the run this year. That'll be the key to the game. I think whoever's offense can run the ball the most effectively and win the time of possession, I think that's who's going to win. Jay says Kyler Murray is out. You are absolutely right. Looks like NYCE, he's given us a stat prediction for Jimmy G. That's my quarterback. He's got Jimmy G throwing 21 of 30 passes, 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, no INTs. That would be a hell of a game. I'll take that right now. I'll take that performance right now, NYCE. Antonio, what's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream, Antonio. He says 49ers looking for first win at home in 100 years. Seems like forever since they won at home. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if we have more of a sense of urgency on the road. I would say what's kind of plagued us so far this season, what I've noticed is just the offense in the first half. The offense in the first half just gets stagnant. Sometimes we'll have a one great drive, and then the rest of the first half, the offense is either not blocking well for Jimmy, not executing, Jimmy's off, not making accurate throws, or the receivers are dropping the ball. And also the third down conversion. So not only is the offense stagnant, the third down conversion has just been putrid, just been terrible. Faithful, you have to sustain drives in the NFL in order to win games. And so far this year, our third down conversion rate is not very good. I believe it's average right now. and especially in the first half, it just hasn't been great. And we can't get behind in games, and that's been the biggest issue for me. Is just the third down conversion rate, and then the offense just not being effective in the first half for whatever reason. But hopefully we will see, a better performance in the first half, because I think the second half against the Bears, the offense was, running really well. And hopefully we have an aggressive offense as well. I like seeing Jimmy G shotgun 4 or 5 wide receivers. I like seeing that because it's not a predictable offense. And who knows how many snaps Elijah Mitchell will get, because he does have that rib injury. I'm sure we'll see Jermichael Hasty. I'm sure we'll see um, Jeff Wilson Jr. and Trey Sermon. Unfortunately, it seems like he's the odd man out. It seems like he may be a healthy scratch. I'm sure we'll get update on that. And right now it's 11:57. We've got about an hour and a half till kickoff. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember the Niners' last home win. When was the last time the Niners won a game at home? Let's see. So let's see. Last time the 49ers won at home. Let's see. It was in the 2020 season, that's for sure. Yeah, I think it was. Let me see. Let's see. 2020. 2020. So it looks like our last home victory looks like it was October 18th, 2020. Has it really been that long? That's crazy. 49ers last victory was October 18th, 2020, when we beat the Rams at Levi's 24-16. That's crazy. We definitely gotta get this victory today. No excuses. I agree. No excuses. And the NYCE also is giving a stat prediction for Deebo Samuel. Tuck your chain. He says Deebo will have 7 catches, 120 yards, 1 touchdown. I can see that from Deebo. I can definitely see that from Deebo. I'm thinking the same way, Jay. We can't lose to Colt McCoy. Only way I see we lose Colt McCoy is if we have a lot of penalties again on defense, or if we are turning over the ball on offense. And that's definitely something that we can't have. We have to be disciplined on the football field. Got to hold on to the ball. Got to play smart football. And if we do that, I think there's really no reason why we shouldn't win this game. Antonio says, only road loss of the season was against the Cardinals by 7 points. 49ers have been good on the road. And that's great. I love that we've been good on the road. We just have to bring some of that magic to the home field. And as you mentioned, the Cardinals, they are a really good team. And we only lost to 7 to them on the road. And we were without Jimmy G. We were without George Kittle. I'm trying to remember. I think Elijah Mitchell was in that game, but he had very limited carries. Jay says today is Bryant Young's ceremony. Hey, that's well deserved. Bryant Young leads the team in career sacks with the 49ers. I wish I could be there to see that ceremony. But Bryant Young, well deserved. One of the great 49ers of all time for sure. And man, I wish I could see that up close in person. But shout out to Bryant Young, well deserved. Great stadium, SG. Hell of a stadium. I like to say it's one of the happiest places on earth. Levi Stadium, man. Have you been to the stadium, SG? Let me know in them comments. Jay says we have to win at home. Completely agree, man. It's been way too long. It's been more than a year. Last time we won was October 18th, 2020 against the Rams. It's been more than a year. It's ridiculous. I don't ever remember a team, or at least a 49ers team, having this such of a home losing streak. I don't recall that. KD, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, KD. Hopefully you're having an excellent Sunday, man. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. SG Sports Talk Channel says, do you agree that Levi Stadium will be a house of horror for the Cardinals? Absolutely, man. Especially when we win today. I think we will win today. And then we'll be able to split the season series with the Cardinals 1-1. And I think we just got to execute. As long as we execute, we'll be good. Looks like Corey Davis is giving us his opinion on the Cardinals and 49ers. He's got the Niners winning 27-17. I like that, man. And here's the latest 49ers news as far as who's out. We know Jaquiski Tartt, Jimmy Ward, our starting safeties are out. It'll be interesting to see how Tavon Wilson, Talanoa Hufanga, and I think we might even see Tony Jefferson. It'll be interesting to see how they play. I think they will have a challenge. Zach Ertz, he's still a playmaker at the tight end position. Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk, they've got the speed. We can't let those receivers get behind us. But this also presents opportunities for Hufanga, Wilson, and Jefferson to prove what they have since Tartt and Ward will be out. D Ford, unfortunately, he's been placed on IR with a back injury. And I think that's part of the reason why the Niners traded for Charles Omenihu from the Houston Texans, because we know D Ford, he's going to miss a minimum of 3 games, but hell, it could be more. Could be more than that. And I thought D Ford, he played decent. He had a few sacks. Obviously, D Ford is never going to be able to live up to the contract he signed with the Niners. Unfortunately, his body is just not. It's not cooperating. It's not allowing him to be the best football player he can be, and that's very unfortunate. Also, defensive lineman Zach Kerr has been waived, and I think that was partly due to us trading for Charles from the Houston Texans, and also Jordan Willis. He was brought up as well to the active roster, so that could be reasons why. John says, you think Trey Lance is going to have any snaps? It would be nice if Trey Lance got some snaps in front of the home crowd, but I just don't see it. Shanahan, unfortunately, he's had 4 losing seasons so far. He's had one great year, and and we went to the Super Bowl. And I think Shanahan's main concern is he wants to stockpile wins. He wants to try to win this year. And if Jimmy G continues to play well like he did last week, I just don't see where Trey would come in. Would it be nice to see him out there? Absolutely. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. Hey, John, do you think Trey Lance is going to have any snaps? Or is anyone else in the chat? You guys think Trey Lance will get some snaps in the game today? Let me know in them comments. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Would it be nice? Yeah, but I don't see it. Appreciate the comment, though, John. Let's see. NYCE says, remember, we haven't had many games at home because 2020, all of our games were in Arizona. But you're right. Our last home game win was in 2019. Check me on that, please. Yeah, it was October 16th, 2020 against the Rams in October. That was in Levi Stadium, I believe, and we won that game. But I think our only home games in Arizona was in December, I believe. I believe we played all our home games in December of 2020 in Arizona. But the first few months, like September, October, November, we were still able to play in Levi's. But yeah. Jay says NFC title game 2019. So I think you're saying that's the last home game in Levi's. I believe we had a home victory in October of 2020, I believe, against the LA Rams. I believe that was in Levi's. Someone check me on that, but I believe that was in Levi's. Local 49ers fan says we've been avoiding home wins like it's 2016. Hopefully we get that home win today. Yeah. Not only we get a victory against a division rival, which is crucial, The season is not over yet. Am I saying we're a playoff team? We'll see. We need to take it one game at a time, but it's always great to get a victory against a division opponent. Also, yeah, we got to win at home. This needs to be our home field advantage, and so far this year, it hasn't. Also, wouldn't it be great to win 2 games in a row? I mean, I think that would be excellent. Right now we are 4-5, and it would be great to get back to 500 and win, win another game in a row. I appreciate that comment, Thank you for tuning in to the stream. SG Sports Channel says it was on Sunday, October 18th, 2020 against the Rams, where we won 24-60. Yeah, that's I believe that's the last home game we won in Levi's. And I think Jay mentioned the playoff game, and that was the last home playoff victory. So Antonio says no AJ Green, Murray, or D-Hop for the Cardinals today. I mean, that's great news for us. Obviously, I don't want to see any players hurt, but that's a part of the game, baby. And we've seen a lot of injuries on our side, and we haven't really made many excuses. You can make excuses, but you still got to play the game. You still got to play the game. You still got to play who's in front of you, and I think we'll do that. So that's very unfortunate for the Cardinals, but they're not going to lay down. They're still a dangerous team, that's for sure. And there's a reason why they won 7 games and only lost 1 game so far. Brehan Sutton, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. He says, let's get this win. Absolutely. I think we can definitely get that done. Local 49ers fan, yep, Arizona officially ruled out Kyler and Hopkins, so hopefully we take advantage of that. I think so. The Cardinals still will run the ball, and that's something we're definitely going to have to stop, because we struggled against the run this year on defense, so we have to slow that down. That's for sure. That is for sure. Let's continue on, and I'm gonna put up this ticker just for people that are just tuning in about the Arizona Cardinals injuries, and also Colt McCoy. He took the first team reps all week. Kyler and D-Hop did not practice all week, and they unfortunately won't play today. And it's going to be the Colt McCoy show. So we'll see what he can do. Antonio's giving us an update. 5 home games left for the 49ers. Awesomeness Sports, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Awesomeness Sports, good luck to your Washington football team. Do y'all play today? Who do y'all play today? Let me know in them comments. SG says we have to come with some vengeance today and punch the Cardinals in the mouth after they beat us by a score of 24-20 at Levi's on September 13th. So we need to get a win today. And they also beat us this year, 17-10. So we need to get a win today. Absolutely. Brehan says all these injuries, it's a part of the game. This is a physical sport. This is not a safe sport. Guys are going to get hurt. Some guys get hurt more often than others, but it happens to every team in the NFL. Unfortunately, I feel like the 49ers have had more injuries than other teams, but I think that'll have to change, whether it's, not trading for players who have been hurt in the past, not signing or drafting players who have had, chronic, issues with their body. I think the Niners will definitely have to look at their approach to adding talent. That's for sure, because that's something's got to give. Something's got to change. Redder says, now that Murray and Hopkins are out, I changed my mind. Okay, now you have the Niners winning 27-13. Yeah, that's the big news. Plus AJ Green, I believe he's out due to COVID as well, unless that's changed recently. I believe AJ Green is also out. I can check really quick, but I think AJ Green is out as well. Yeah, because he had COVID, and it looks like he won't be available. So the Cardinals, they're going to be without their 3 best playmakers, Kyler, D-Hop, and then AJ Green. So I like our chances. John says if we're winning by minimum 3 possessions, I'd say they put Trey in at the end of the fourth quarter for reps and experience. Otherwise, I don't see it either. I would agree with that. I just don't know if the Niners. I don't know if we're playing that well to blow a team out. I'm just being totally honest. um, you know, yeah, we're just not there yet. Obviously, if it's the fourth quarter, let's say there's 6 minutes left in the game, the Niners have the ball, and as you mentioned, up by 3 possessions. So let's say we've got 27 points and the Cardinals have 10. Maybe then you put Trey in, get some valuable experience playing in another NFL game. Then I would agree with that. Yeah. But I just don't know if we'll have that big of a lead, honestly. But we'll see. Livy's World, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Livy's World. Thank you for your continued support. I know you're rooting for the 49ers today. I know you're rooting for the 49ers today, and I know you can't wait to say, go, Jimmy, go, go, go. Go, Jimmy, go, go, go. I know you can't wait to say that, and hopefully Jimmy G, he has another great game against, this Arizona Cardinals today. He looked good last week, and I think if he continues to have a breakout, or if he continues to have another great game like he did last week, he will start the rest of the year. There's no doubt about that. I think Trey Lance will probably start games if the 49ers are out of playoff contention, I think. Antonio Rosales, he says, let's go Brandon Ayuk. Absolutely. He looked good last week. I think he had like a 10 or 15 yard punt return as well. So, hey, that that was the first time I've seen him where he got, more than 10 yards on the punt return. So that's good. And, Jimmy G got him the ball. So that was also good. SG Sports Talk says if we lose to the Cardinals today, then it's going to a sweep for Arizona at Levi's. So if we lose this game, Cardinals would have won 2 straight games against the 49ers. And I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Hey, that's a great question, John. I was going to leave. I had this as one of my banners. I was going to talk about this right at the end of the show. But hey, let's talk about Odell Beckham Jr. I don't think at this point the 49ers can say we don't need more talented players. I don't think the 49ers are in a position to say that. I believe OBJ will hit waivers on Monday, I believe. I read about this morning, and I believe he'll hit waivers Monday morning, and every team will have a chance to sign him. Obviously, not the Cleveland Browns. And if a team picks up his waiver, I believe they would have to pay him $7 million this season, I believe. And then if no team picks him up on waiver, then he's just a free agent and any team can sign him. And it's not like he can demand a lot of money. I just don't see that happening. Now, OBJ, is he a injury prone player? Yes, I think so. At this point, if you look at I'm gonna look up his stats real quick. If you look up his stats for OBJ, he's missed a lot of games recently. And, as the 49ers, we've experienced that too often. We don't want to bring on injury-prone players, but this would only be a 1-year deal for the rest of the season if we did sign OBJ. We're not paying him, $10 million for the rest of the 7 games or 8 games, whatever. So I think we should go after OBJ. I don't see why not. Why? Only concern I would have, it's not if he's a diva or if he's a locker room issue. The only problem I would have is, can Jimmy get him the ball consistently? That would be a question I have. If OBJ acts up in the locker room, just cut him, get rid of him, and simple as that. I think we are not able to say we don't need more talent on the offensive side of the ball, especially at the wide receiver position. I think we should definitely go after OBJ. What do you guys think? Let me know in them comments. Should we go after OBJ? I really don't see the downside to it. Would you rather wait on Jalen Hurd to save the day? I don't think so. And unfortunately, hey, Debo, he's nursing a calf injury. Ayuk has been hurt already this year. Kittle is just coming back from injury. So it's not like we have a plethora of playmakers that are just sitting and waiting, right? I don't think that's the case. So I hope the Niners sign him or pick him up on waivers. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let me know what you guys think about Odell Beckham Jr. in them comments. And John, what do you think? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Should we go after OBJ? SG Sports Channel. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Antonio says, I'm going to be mad if OBJ goes to the Seahawks. Anyone but them or the Rams. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if the Seahawks or the Rams picked up OBJ, man. Other teams are acquiring talent. Why can't the Niners? I know OBJ said that he wanted to go to a contender, but the 49ers, we're not out of it. That's for sure. But looking up OBJ's stats. So let's see. In 2021, Odell Beckham Jr., he played 6 games. In 2020, Odell Beckham Jr. only played 7 games. So for the last 2 seasons, he's missed more games than he's played. So, but we're not talking about signing OBJ long-term to a 3-5-year contract extension. We're just talking, hey, can you be a spark? Can you be Emmanuel Sanders from 2019? Can you give a spark to this offense? And I'm down with bringing in OBJ for sure. My only question, can you get him the ball? And can you get him the ball, accurately? Redder 4 says, I think OBJ to the Ravens. I hope not, though, because I'm a Steelers fan and Ravens are division rivals. So you're saying, you think the Ravens will get OBJ. Okay. I mean, yeah, the Ravens, they could add another receiver for sure. But it'll be interesting to see what happens on Monday. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's just a picture. Just picture on the internet. Chris Lee. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, bang, bang, man. I know you're excited for the game. Let's see. Chris Lee says, we winning today? Absolutely. I really don't see I don't see what the Cardinals will do. Their advantage is the running game. And that's one thing that the 49ers defense struggles with is stopping the run. And that's one thing that the Cardinals do well. So we have to load up, 8, 9 guys in the box. But then we leave our corners on an island. So that's the downside to doing that. I don't know if that's a good idea to leave our corners on an island. But, can Colt McCoy get him the ball? We'll see. Colt McCoy, he's solid. He's decent, but there's a reason why he's a backup quarterback. SG Sports Talk Channel says, bang, bang, Niner gang. Absolutely. Chris Lee. And he says, as long as OBJ doesn't end up on the Seahawks. Oh, man. That's the thing. If we don't sign him, then there's a chance that another team can sign him. So, I don't know, man. I would go after him. What do the Niners have to lose at this point than to go after as much talent as they can? We don't have to give up any draft capital. We can sign him to, let's be real. OBJ, he's not going to sign a $10 million contract for the rest of the year. That's just not going to happen. I don't know if it'll be a veteran minimum. It'll probably be more than that, but it's not going to be an excessive amount, I don't think. And just like I loved how in the last possession in the first half of the Niners and Bears game, I loved how and there's about 1 minute and 20 seconds left. I loved how Jimmy G, threw that deep pass to Debo. What do we have to lose? Let's be aggressive. Why not? Why not go after OBJ? What do we really have to lose at this point? And I love when the 49ers are aggressive, just like Jimmy G was aggressive. He threw that deep ball to Debo, because we've seen in the past, if there's a minute 20 change left, and left in the first half, we know Shanahan, he's going to run the ball. He's going to throw short passes. He's not going to be aggressive and go down the field and try to score a touchdown. And sometimes that irks me. And that was a pleasant surprise to see Jimmy G do that and go down the field. What do we got to lose? So by saying that, I think we should go after OBJ. Chris Lee says, or any other West team. LOL. SG says, no, we should not go after OBJ. Why not, SG? Why not? Why shouldn't we go after OBJ? Leave your thoughts in them comments. Let me know why you think we should not go after OBJ. What do we have to lose at this point? We don't have to give up any draft capital. We're not signing him to a long-term extension. This is a 7-game contract. Hey, maybe more if we get to the playoffs, but what do we got to lose, man? Niner sickness. What's good? Niner sickness has entered the building. What's good, man? Hopefully you're having a great Sunday. He says, what's up, faithful, man? Are you live streaming the game? Let me know in them comments. But I appreciate you joining the stream, Niner sickness. And he also says, let's go Niners. Everyone, you're in the stream. If you're ready for some 49er football, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Jay in the Bay. I very much appreciate it. Chris Lee says, teams with worst record have first dibs on OBJ. Yeah, I think that's how it goes, the waiver process. And I believe that's going to happen on Monday, tomorrow. So I think the Dolphins, the Texans, the Lions will have first dibs. But OBJ did say he did not want to go to, a terrible team. He wants to go to a team with playoff aspirations. But it's not really his choice when you're on the waiver wire. A team can sign you, and unless he decides not to report, I don't know how that would work. But since he's on the waiver wire on Monday, he doesn't really have a choice where he can go to. I think he did say he was interested in the Niners and Saints, though. So John Lynch, make the call, man. Make the call, John Lynch. Go ahead and make that call, man. Get it done. What's good, Niner sickness, man? What do you think? Should we go after OBJ? Let me know in them comments. Tim Cancilla, what's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream. I think I saw you on Facebook, man. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning into the stream. He says, aloha, go Cards. You think your Cardinals winning today? Without D-Hop, AJ Green, Kyler Murray. You guys think you're going to win today? And granted, the Arizona Cardinals, they're a professional NFL team. I'm not saying they're going to lay down or they're not going to show up, but you're missing three of your biggest offensive playmakers. There's going to be a setback. That's for sure. And the Niners are looking healthy. We pretty much have all our starters on offense. I know Mitchell and Debo are a little banged up, but they're expected to play. But we're getting Kittle back. So can't wait for the game. Right now, we are about an hour away from kickoff. Can't wait. John says, in regards to OBJ, he says, yes, make a move for OBJ with the Rams, Seahawks, and Cards being aggressive on acquiring talent. I say we be aggressive too, so we don't get left behind in the NFC West. I agree. Hey, the Rams went out. They got Von Miller. The Seahawks, they've been aggressive. They have talent on the offensive side of the ball. The Cards as well. The Cards are, you could argue, well, I guess the Cards technically are the best team in the NFC West. They beat the Rams. They have the best record in the NFL. So we'll see, though, with this Kyler injury and how long that lingers. But it looks like Kyler's going to be out at least 1 to 3 weeks with a sprained ankle. But we'll see. We'll see how they do next week. But I would agree. There's no reason for us not to. It'll be different if we had to trade draft capital. I don't know if we should do that, but we don't have to do that. He'll be on the waiver wire tomorrow, and we'll see which team claims him. Hopefully it'll be the Niners, or if he doesn't get claimed at all, hopefully the Niners will try to sign him. Antonio Rosales says Debo's dealing with injuries. The 49ers need OBJ because of that. I would agree. That would help. Debo has that calf strain. It seems like it's going to be a lingering, issue. And hey, why not have another playmaker at the wide receiver position. I know we got the IU show, but you could never have too many playmakers. Ayuk, Kittle, Mohamed Sanu, he had some big catches against the Bears. But yeah, you could never have too many playmakers. I would just be concerned about Jimmy G getting them the ball. That's what I would be concerned about. Let's see. Niner Sickness says OBJ won't reach the Niners at 12. So you're saying it's a pipe dream, Niner Sickness? Hey, man, we can only, at least for me, I can't speak for all Niners fans, but I can only hope that, OBJ will be there, or maybe he'll go unclaimed. Because I know OBJ is seen as a distraction and all that. But hey, there's a possibility he may not get claimed. Looks like KD is giving us an update on the Raiders and Giants game. Looks like the Giants are winning 20-16. That's kind of surprising. Chris Lee says you can pick OBJ up and use for a trade to get draft capital back later too. I don't agree. Unless we sign OBJ to a 2-year deal, I don't see that happening. I think any team that picks up OBJ, it'll just be a 1-year deal. So basically the remainder of this season, and then he'll be a free agent next year. Unfortunately, OBJ, he is getting closer to 30. I think he's probably 30. Let's see. So yeah, OBJ, he's 29. He'll be 30 next year. He's on the wrong side of 30, and he's injury prone. So I don't think any teams would trade draft capital for OBJ. At least, they're not going to trade draft capital for him because they know he's going to be a free agent next year. So that just, I don't think they would do that. Deebo Samuel, he's a beast, man. He's having a Pro Bowl season. Hopefully he can continue to put up the numbers he's had. He's definitely been our best playmaker. There's no doubt about that. Antonio says, if 49ers get OBJ, they have a good chance against the Rams next week. I would say, and this may sound weird, I don't know if he'll necessarily increase our chances against the Rams. And the reason I say that is because the Rams are a pretty good team, right? They just picked up Von Miller, and their offense is humming. Cooper Kupp is having an excellent year. Our defense will definitely have our work cut out for us going up against the LA Rams. And I believe that game is on Monday Night Football prime time. So I'm looking forward to that game. But yeah, OBJ, he would increase our chances. But the Rams, they're a really good team. And I believe they, let's be real, they probably have a slight advantage over us. But there's no doubt we can use all the talent we can get going up against those LA Rams. Looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be, I think that Monday night game is going to be against or in LA, I believe. Let me check. Oh, no. So actually, that's going to be at Levi Stadium. All right. So we got a Monday night game at Levi Stadium. Woo. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Let's see. Niner Sickness says, yes, sir. I'll be doing a live reaction on my channel for the 49ers game. Hey, man, that's great. I'll try to pop in after my stream. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard of Niner Sickness, make sure you guys check him out. He excellent content creator. He talks about, you see it, the faithful, the Niner Empire. If you haven't, make sure you check him out. Check out his channel. Make sure you subscribe, man. Let's see. Tim says he thinks it will be a competitive game. I would agree. And Tim is a Cardinals fan. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I don't think the 49ers are going to blow the Cardinals out. The Cardinals still have a pretty good defense. And I think it'll be a competitive, close game. I think the 49ers will pull away, though, in the fourth quarter. But I'm not scared of Colt McCoy. I think if we slow down the running game of the Cardinals, which granted, we struggled to do so far this year. But if we slow down the Cardinals run game, I'm just not afraid of Colt McCoy. And also with the receivers that are out, AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins. I know you guys still have Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore, but I think obviously we're at an advantage that Kyler Murray is not playing. And I'm just not afraid of Colt McCoy. I'm not afraid of the Colt McCoy show, man. But I think it will be competitive. I heard about that as well, Antonio. I heard about that as well. Well, what I heard was Von Miller is not playing today. That's what I heard. I heard that Von Miller probably won't play today, and he won't play until the Niners game. That's what I heard. Who do the Rams play today? The Rams. Let's see. The Rams play. Okay, so the Rams play the Titans. Oh, that's on Sunday Night Football prime time. So I heard online today that Von Miller may not play tonight against the Titans. That's what I heard. But I think barring injury, there's no doubt that Von Miller will play against the 49ers. So SG Sports, Mohamed Sanu, he's solid. He's a solid receiver. He made some big catches in the game last week against Chicago, and I look for that to continue. Let's see. Chris Lee says I didn't know his contract was up. Yeah, so he had, and we're talking about Odell Beckham Jr. He had 2 years left on his contract, but he had no more guaranteed money. And the Browns and OBJ and his representation came to an agreement that they're going to void the final 2 years of the contract, so OBJ can be a free agent, basically, or at least initially put on the waiver wire. If no one picks him up, then he'll become a free agent. So that's what the Browns and OBJ agreed on. Minor Sickness says Sanu is all washed up. Well, Shanahan, he has his guys. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Shanahan has his guys, and Sanu is one of them. Is he a flashy playmaker? Is he, a speed demon? Is he going to run away from defenses? No, but he's got, I would say, solid hands. He's a big guy in the slot, and he's a good target to throw to on a short third down pass. Like he can use his big body to get open, catch the ball. He's, like I said, he's not going to run away from you, but he's solid. But will he be here next year? Who knows? But I think we still need to add more receivers. Hopefully the Jalen Hurd, we don't rely on him because, we've seen what Hurd can do, which is not much. And I like what Chris Lee said. He says he wished we didn't get rid of Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, he was pretty good for us in 2019, but I think the Niners didn't want to spend the money. They didn't want to re-sign him. And also, I'm sure they were thinking, hey, Jalen Hurd, he's going to, I'm sure the Niners thought that Jalen Hurd would be healthy and he would be productive. And I have nothing against Hurd. It's just, I know he was a third round pick, and that is a high draft pick, but it just hasn't worked. He just can't stay healthy, unfortunately. And I don't wish nothing bad on him. I wish he could get healthy, but we just haven't seen it in 3 years. So when do you cut your losses? And we kept Jalen Hurd on the active roster for what? We just, I just wish we would move on from Jalen Hurd. Hopefully in next year's draft, we do draft another wide receiver. You can never have too many weapons at the wide receiver position. And hopefully we continue to add talent to that area as well as the cornerback area. Great facts. Colt McCoy is a former 49er who last played in 2013. That is correct. And as far as my thoughts on Colt McCoy, I mean, he's a backup. He's a backup quarterback. And, can he still throw the ball accurately? I guess we'll see. But there's a reason why he's still on the NFL roster. He's a backup quarterback, though, and he doesn't fear me. I think the Cardinals are going to try to run the ball, and that's one thing we got to do. We definitely have to slow down the Cardinals' run game. That's definitely what they want to do with Edmonds and James Conner. For those that are still in the chat, and if you haven't answered the question, let me know. Should we go after Odell Beckham Jr.? Let me know in them comments. For those that didn't hear, I think we should go after OBJ. I think we need to be aggressive. We don't have to give up draft capital to go after OBJ. We're not signing him to a multi-year contract extension. It would basically just be for the duration of this year. And, hey, Debo's nursing the calf injury. Kittle just came back from injury. Ayuk has already missed games this year due to injury. So it's not like we just have a ton of weapons just sitting there waiting to be played. So hopefully we go after OBJ. Chris Lee says he wished he didn't get rid of Emmanuel Sanders. I'd agree, but I think it was just more because of money. Niners sickness. We are definitely missing Kendrick Bourne, man. And one thing that was great about Kendrick, he stayed healthy. He had okay hands. They weren't great. They weren't terrible. But he was a solid receiver. But I'm glad he got his money. But I think we wanted to get better at the wide receiver position, and we weren't satisfied with Kendrick Bourne. And I don't know if we necessarily got better. I don't think so, but happy for Kendrick Bourne. He's with the Patriots. He signed a long-term deal, so happy for him. But I think we just wanted to get better. That's why we didn't re-sign Bourne. And also, the Niners could have offered him a contract. I don't know, but maybe the Patriots offered more. So Chris Lee says Trey Sermon seems to be the new Jet McKinnon. Well, with Jet McKinnon, he was hurt. He couldn't get on the field. And then the last year he did, he was ineffective. Trey Sermon, he seems to be healthy. But for whatever reason, Shanahan feels that Elijah Mitchell's better, which I think, Elijah Mitchell is better for this system. He's just faster, cutting to the outside. He kind of reminds me of Mostert. Elijah Mitchell does, but he's got that home run speed ability. Shanahan feels that Mitchell's better. Jermichael Hasty's better. And then now that Jeff Wilson Jr. is back, I'm sure Jeff Wilson Jr. is going to get snaps over Trey Sermon. So I just don't understand, why would you trade up for a running back in the third round and then not use him? Maybe it's buyer's remorse on Shanahan. Maybe he thought he was getting a certain player, and once Trey Sermon came into camp, he just wasn't the player that Shanahan had in mind when he saw him at Ohio State. Maybe that's what it is, but it's unfortunate because it seems like a wasted draft pick. And this year's draft picks, obviously we know Trey Lance, he wasn't going to start many games. But Aaron Banks, the guard, in the second round, when you draft someone in the first 3 rounds, they're usually going to start or play, a significant role in your team. And Aaron Banks, he hasn't played at all. That's unfortunate. I know Brunskill's there. Brunskill probably won't be on the team. I don't know. Brunskill hasn't played great. He's not playing at a Pro Bowl level. But it's unfortunate that Aaron Banks can't get on the field. And then with Trey Sermon, he's just not getting an opportunity. But it doesn't seem like, I don't know if it's his fault or Shanahan just doesn't like him in this scheme. I don't know what it is, but why would you draft him though? Why would you draft him if he doesn't fit the scheme? You would think you would know that, right? Like you would know, hey, this guy is a scheme fit or he's not. But SG Sports Talk channel says, so it's the McCoy versus Jimmy G. Absolutely. And McCoy hasn't started a game since 2020 with the New York Giants. There's a reason why Colt McCoy is a backup. And I think Jimmy G definitely has the upper hand. That's for sure. Chris Lee says, good thing Mitchell was a hidden gem. I mean, can you believe that? A 6th round pick. He was definitely the steal of the draft. Now in our system, he could have easily been a 1st round draft pick. But yeah, that's great value. There's no question about it that Elijah Mitchell is the best draft pick of this year's draft. He is the most productive player from this year's draft. And it's fortunate, Trey Lance, I mean, in a best case scenario, I felt like we knew Trey Lance would not play or start multiple games if we're in playoff contention. Aaron Banks so far has been a disappointment. And I'm not giving up on our draft picks. I'm just stating the facts. They haven't been productive this year. Aaron Banks hasn't been productive. Trey Sermon just hasn't been given an opportunity. Ambry Thomas, the corner. And granted, Ambry Thomas didn't play at Michigan last year. He sat out a year. So to think Ambry Thomas, the corner from Michigan, would just come into camp and light the world on fire and be the best corner in camp. That's probably wasn't realistic, but it's unfortunate that Ambry Thomas has been a healthy scratch, because is it better to give Ambry Thomas snaps now or have Josh Norman there when we know Josh Norman and Drake Kirkpatrick, they won't be here next year? Also, I think we had a good draft pick in Demo Lenore, but unfortunately he's been a healthy scratch as well, because the 49ers, they would rather rely on the veterans, which I guess because we're still in playoff contention, but it would be nice for those guys to get snaps, in particular Ambry Thomas and Demo Lenore, because next year, do you guys really think we're going to re-sign Jason Verrett? Do you think we're going to re-sign K'Wan Williams, and both of those players have been hurt this year? Emmanuel Mosley, I think he has 1 year left on his contract, so he'll most likely be back next year. But our top three corners, if we don't sign our guys back, will basically be Emmanuel Mosley, Demo Lenore, Ambry Thomas, and we're probably going to add some more talent in that cornerback room, whether it be in the draft or free agency. So it's important to get those guys snaps. Let's see. Squishy Fish, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. We got this, man. I agree, man. The 49ers got this, man. We just have to execute, play smart football, and stop the running game of the Cardinals. I think we're good. Niners Sickness says Jalen Hurd name is taboo. Oh, man. SG says we got this. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurd, hey, man, he's Shanahan's guy. I know the Niners don't want to cut a player, and then all of a sudden he goes to another team and he balls out. That's probably got to be the worst feeling, but yeah, it's been 3 years, and he just can't stay healthy. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. He had the back injury, the torn ACL, and he took up a roster spot. We could have just put him on the practice squad. But Antonio says Aaron Banks not playing today. How many weeks is that? 8 weeks, no playing time. I think, and I know Aaron Banks, he had the shoulder injury in training camp. I know. So that definitely stunted his growth. But, the Niners would rather roll with Brunskill right now. Niners feel that Brunskill is a better guard than Aaron Banks is right now. And that's what they think. And usually you don't rotate offensive linemen in and out of the game. Usually your starting five play the entire game unless there's an injury. But yeah, Aaron Banks, I guess so far he's been a disappointment, but it doesn't mean his career is over. It doesn't mean we don't believe in him, but he's got work to do. He's got to get better. That's for sure. SG Sports Talk channel says go 49ers Nation. The Sports Star, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Sports Star. How you doing today, man? Let's see. Looks like we got some super chats. Tommy Huxley, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says Chardall equals Seahawks fan. Okay. SG Sports Talk channel says the 49ers shouldn't be afraid of the Cards. I don't think they are. And thank you for the donations to the intheBay YouTube channel, man. I appreciate that. To Tommy and SG Sports Talk Nation. Let's see. The Sports Star says he's hyped for the Titans game versus 49ers. Yeah, we got a few weeks for that. What? Maybe 6 weeks? I think we played them the week of Christmas. So, yeah, we got a few more weeks for that. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to the game as well. Antonio says Aaron Banks seems like the highest drafted player the 49ers got that hasn't played a game. So far this year, yes, he is. He's basically been a healthy scratch. I believe he suited up the first time against, I think it was Chicago, or it might have been the week before that. But he did suit up, but, he can't make it on the field. Wow. I definitely was not expecting that. The Cowboys definitely laid an egg at home in Jerry's world. I was not expecting that. The Broncos beat the brakes off them good old Cowboys, man. NYCE says, I think adding OBJ would be a huge signing, and I would love that. Jalen Hurd is the new Jet McKinnon. Hey, Jay, what's the story behind Deshaun Jackson? Why did he leave the Rams? I heard that Deshaun Jackson, he wanted to be more of a focal point of the offense, and I guess the Rams didn't feel the same way. So Deshaun Jackson asked to leave the Rams. And what do you guys think about Deshaun Jackson? Hey, I mean, I know he's an injury-prone player, similar to OBJ, but it'll only be a one-year deal for the rest of the season. He's definitely a speedster. My only concern was, can Jimmy get him the ball? But yeah, I think we should definitely add more talent. I'd be fine with adding OBJ or Deshaun, either one. Let's see. Tommy says Sermon a healthy scratch again. Yeah, and I think unfortunately we're going to see that more often now that Hasty, Mitchell, and Jeff Wilson Jr. are basically the top three backs. It's unfortunate for Sermon. I just don't get it. Why would you draft a player that does not fit your system? Because I don't. What else could it be? Unless there's something behind the scenes that we don't know about. I don't know why you wouldn't give Sermon an opportunity. He's basically played in 2 games. So I think 3. The first game, he got knocked out with a concussion, first carry. And then there was one game he had like 9 carries. And then I think there was the last game or the game before that, he only had 1 carry. So it's basically been in 3 games, but I thought he would definitely be more productive. Matt Navarro, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How's your Sunday going? And for those in the chat that have not already done so, make sure you leave your prediction for the game in the chat. Leave your score prediction for the Cards versus Niners game, and it should be starting. We are like 40 minutes away. So leave your score prediction. Go ahead, leave your score prediction in the chat. And I wanted to talk about, we got to talk about the 49ers keys to victory. Got to talk about that. I think the first key to victory will be we got to run the ball. We did an excellent job of doing that last week against the Chicago Bears. And I think we need to do that this week against the Arizona Cardinals. That is one of their weaknesses on the Cardinals defense. They struggle in that area, similar to what the 49ers do. We're both average in stopping the run. We're both allowing about 115, 125 yards rushing on average per game. And Elijah Mitchell, he ran for over 100 yards again last week. I think he can do the same again today if he can stay healthy, because he is battling that rib injury. But even if Mitchell isn't in there, Jeff Wilson Jr. will be back. JaMychal Hasty will be back. There will be opportunities for these backs to get some yards on the ground against this Arizona Cardinals run defense that it's not good. And especially with J.J. Watt is out, that doesn't help their run defense. Let's get back to these comments. Let's see. The Sports Star says bench Dak. Any given Sunday, man. You never know. Any given Sunday. SG Sports Talk channel. He's making it clear. He is not, or he does not like the Seahawks fan, and he is a 49ers fan. You tell him, SG. Tommy Huxley says, Derek Carr, 2 INTs, 1 was a pick 6. Ouch. That is not good. Not good at all. Tommy Huxley says, Jay and the Bay, thanks for showing love to my Insta post. Hey, no doubt, man. It's good to see people involved in their passion, and it's clear that Tommy Huxley is passionate about playing the guitar. You can tell, like when you're playing the guitar, you're totally relaxed, but you're focused on your craft, and that's something I appreciate, man. And you should do more of those Insta posts with you playing the guitar, man, because I can't play the guitar like that. I can't play the guitar at all. So it's a pleasure to see, man. Keep doing what you're doing, Tommy. I appreciate that, man. Antonio, he asked, will we see Trey Lance get any snaps today? I hope so. I believe John asked this question earlier today, and I just don't see it. As long as Jimmy's playing well, hell, Jimmy had 2 rushing touchdowns in the red zone last week. I just don't see it. And I agree with what John said earlier. Like if we're up, by 3 possessions and it's the fourth quarter, like 6 minutes left, then yeah, we'll put Trey in. But I just don't think we'll see it. I just don't think we'll see Trey. Do you think we'll see Trey? Well, Antonio says he hopes so. How many snaps do you think we'll see a Trey? Let me know in them comments. Tommy says he's got. Oh, you got the Niners winning today, Tommy. So he's got the Niners winning today, 23-20. All right. Hey, I respect that. Antonio has the Niners winning 30-17. All right. And I think we will win today. But another key to victory, I think, for the 49ers will be we got to play disciplined football. And we have to take care of the football on offense. We can't have any fumbles, no interceptions. And on defense, I think we need to force turnovers on the Cardinals offense. But also, we got to play to the letter of the law or the rules. Can't have excessive penalties, especially in the secondary. Last week against the Bears, we didn't see that. But I don't think Justin Fields and the Bears offense really stretched the field. Now, Colt McCoy, I don't know if he can throw deep. I don't know. We'll see. But the Cardinals do have wide receivers that can stretch the field with Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore. They're very fast. So that, hey, the Cardinals may try to throw the ball deep. And the 49ers secondary definitely needs to be prepared for that. But we got to limit the turnovers and the penalties. Can't beat ourselves. And as I mentioned, number 3, don't get beat deep. We can't allow these wide receivers to beat us deep. I think that is an advantage they have is speed at the wide receiver position. And, of course, their running back. So, 2, play disciplined football, limit turnovers and penalties. And number 3, don't get beat deep. Let's see. SG Sports Talk. He's making it known. He is from the city and not Seattle. He's making it known, man. Let's see. NYCE says, I would take OBJ over Deshaun Jackson. Okay. OBJ would block and play within the system while you heard Jackson, he wants to be the man. I don't see that happening. That's Woods and Cut's team. I would agree. Jackson sounds selfish. Wide receivers, man, they want the ball, baby. They try to get that rock. And, the Rams just didn't utilize him enough in the offense. I think Deshaun Jackson still feels he can be a top-flight receiver. I don't think he's there. He can still stretch the field. But I was kind of surprised that he asked for his release. But, hey, he wants the ball more. And, you make a great point. I think OBJ is probably a better locker room guy than Deshaun, probably, I guess. But both players, make no mistake about it, both players want the ball in their hands. They want to make plays. They're both playmakers. But yeah, I would probably rather have OBJ. I would say both of them are injury prone. But Jackson, he has that top end speed, but I don't think Jimmy can really get the ball to him consistently enough. Jimmy doesn't throw the ball deep that often. So OBJ, he'll run similar routes that Debo and Ayuk run. And Jimmy's able to get them the ball. So OBJ, he might be a better fit. Looks like Tommy Huxley agrees with you, NYC. Tommy Huxley, he says, what? He says, we aren't a good team. We are average until they prove me wrong. You're right, Tommy. We haven't proved, good teams don't lose 4 games in a row. So you are right. We are not playing up to our potential yet for full 60-minute games. Yeah, right now we are an average team because good teams, great teams, they don't lose 4 games in a row. And they aren't winless at home, and we're at the midpoint of the season. So you are very right, Tommy. Deshaun Wayne, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, what's up, Jay Bizzle? Love the show. Keep grinding. I appreciate the kind words, man. And for those that are in the chat, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. I would appreciate it. And let's say number 4, we got to have effective third down offense. One thing that has plagued the 49ers this year is just the lack of efficiency on third downs. And it's hard to watch. If the Niners are in the third and more than 5 or 6 yards, are you guys confident that the 49ers are going to get the first down? I know, unfortunately, I am not because of what I've seen so far. And the Niners, we have to get positive yards on the first and second down. That way, third down can be manageable. That way, third down, if we get a third down less than 4 or 5 yards, I think we set ourselves in good positions to get that first down and to continue winning the time of possession and also to extend the drive. And we got to be effective on third down offense. And the 49ers defense, which I thought we struggled with last week against Chicago, we got to be able to get off the field on third down on defense. And I think the Bears, they got a lot of conversions on third down. And we got to see this early on in the game. We got to see the 49ers have long drives early on in the game, let Colt McCoy and the Cardinals offense sit on the sideline, and let's chew up that clock. Let's get back to these comments. Tommy Huxley says, but we remain faithful always, Jay. Let's get a winning streak going. Absolutely. Always faithful. Like my towel says. Faithful then. Faithful now. Like my towel says, faithful then, faithful now. Always. Tommy Huxley says the Raiders just lost. Ouch. To the good old New York Giants. I think the Giants have won 2 straight? At least, I think. David Campbell, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, DC. He says, hey, Jay, what do you say? I think the Niners going to win this game. Absolutely. I think we'll win our first home game this year. And we'll be on a 2-game winning streak. Let's see. All right, 49ers key to victory number 5 in the last one. The Cardinals, bread and butter in this game will be running the ball. This is what they want to do. They are a top-tier rushing team with Kyler Murray. We'll see how they'll be without Kyler Murray, but let's be real. The 49ers run defense has struggled this year, and that's one of the things that the Cardinals do well. They have Edmonds, Connor. They're pretty good 1-2 running back combination, and they want to run the ball down our throat. We are missing Zach Kerr, he was waived. We are missing Javon Kinlaw, so we're going to need other guys on the defensive line to step up. Kentavious Street, DJ Jones, Charles Omenehu, who we just traded for against the Texans, Eric Armstead. I don't know if you guys noticed, Eric Armstead, he's going to be playing more inside at defensive tackle. I think that's the better position for him. And we got to stop the run. No doubt about it. We got to stop the run. We are about half hour from game time. And if you haven't already, go ahead and put your prediction in for the Cardinals and Niners. And the latest news, I'm sure you guys know by now, but if you don't know, let me put a ticker up on here. So that Kyler Murray, D-Hop, not expected to play. A.J. Green is also out due to COVID. So I think the Niners have a great opportunity to win this game. That's for sure. Shout out to everybody watching intheBay Facebook, intheBay YouTube, intheBay Twitter. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. For those that haven't answered, OBJ will be on the waiver wire. So every team will have an opportunity to sign him on Monday. Do you think the Niners should go after OBJ? Let me know in them comments. Let me know. But let me give you my prediction for the 49ers. I think the Niners will win this game. I think we'll win this game 24-14. And I think we will have to obviously stop the run. We have to win the turnover battle. We can't beat ourselves with penalties and turnovers on offense. And Jimmy played great last week. This Cardinals defense is better. There's no doubt about that. But I like our chances with our running game going up against their defensive front, which has struggled to stop the run. It's going to be the team of the 2 best running games, and whichever team is most successful on third downs and can run the ball the most, that's who's going to win the game. And I think that's going to be the Niners. And I'm not concerned about Colt McCoy. I hope you guys aren't. I'm not concerned about Colt McCoy. Yes, he's a professional quarterback, but he hasn't played. He's a backup. He's been a career backup, basically. He hasn't played since last year. I'm not too concerned about him, but the secondary cannot get beat deep. watch out for Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore. They are speedsters, and we can't allow them to get behind us in the secondary. I appreciate the kind words, John. Thank you very much, man. Enjoy the game. We are about 25 minutes from kickoff. And I appreciate everyone tuning into the stream. There are some games that are going down to the wire. Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to SG Sports Talk Channel for the donation. I appreciate that. But everybody enjoy the game. I think I'm getting ready to sign off. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to Jay and the Bay if you haven't. And I will have a post-game show after the game. And I might come on during halftime as well, just to pick you guys' brains. What are you guys' thoughts of what you saw in the first half? But I'll definitely have a post-game show after the game, and we'll talk about whether we're on a 2-game winning streak or whether we lost to Colt McCoy. So hopefully during the post-game, it'll be, hey, we're celebrating a 2-game win streak over a division rival. That's what I'm hoping for, but everybody enjoy the game. I appreciate everyone who tuned into the live stream, who was active in the chats. I appreciate that. But you guys enjoy the rest of the games that are ending right now. And also, we are less than 25 minutes away from kickoff. And as I mentioned before, shout out to everyone watching Jay and the Bay Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I appreciate you guys rocking with your boy Jay in the Bay. I'm looking forward to seeing George Kittle back in red and gold. Hopefully he can contribute in the passing game. Jeff Wilson Jr. will be there. Robbie Gold will be back kicking. Charles Omanehu, we traded for him with the Houston Texans. He'll be a defensive lineman. We'll see what he does. And hey, I think we got to get after Colt McCoy, make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. If we do that, I think we will win this game. But go Niners, of course, all day, every day. And I think we will win this game. My score is 24-14. But you guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you either in halftime or the post game. And thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. I'll see you guys real soon. Go Niners. We got this.